Hello and welcome back to the Yogi's Pod. Let's get to the question. So, Namaskaram Anna. I'm going through a very weird kind of sexual problem. I'm 19 years old. From the very beginning, I was always inclined towards female for sexuality. But about 1.5 months ago, I met a person at a certain spiritual event. I thought he was a normal guy and wanted my number to stay in touch normally. But later he told me he is bisexual, divorced and had a son. Now I got all wonky in my head. Till this point, I never saw a man sexually. But now every man is appearing to be a sexual object to me. I am having sexual thoughts with a guy and my body is acting weird, so he goes on to describe his problem in a lot more detail. And I'll be coming back to the rest of his email as I respond to little bits of it. Okay, let's break this down. You describe your issue as a weird sexual problem. I disagree. You're just in the process of discovering your sexuality. It seems weird to all of us, believe me, regardless of our orientation, gender, age, etc. when it hits us. But let's continue. You met someone during a certain spiritual event, and I understand that people want to meet like-minded people at such gatherings, but I prefer to be antisocial in such situations. I will attend such processes with my head down, as I personally feel socializing is a distraction in that specific context of a spiritual program. But that's me. So anyway, this person you met, as you mentioned, has a child from a previous relationship, and they also told you they are bisexual. So this individual seems to be definitely of a more mature age group than you, as you state that you're 19. And they are also aware of their own sexuality more than you, at least. But what is interesting here is that I feel this individual zoned in on your orientation somehow, probably not by chance. But I'm passing no judgment at all on this person, and also these are all my assumptions, as I do not know you nor this person, and I wasn't there when this happened. Now, what happened next, according to you, is that they opened up to you about their sexuality. And now you discover a new door has been opened up to your own sexuality, which you did not know existed. Also, I would like to point out that this is what self-discovery means. Encountering the once unknown aspects about your own self. And in this case, it's discovering your sexuality. Well, isn't that a blessing? You say you're on the spiritual path, which is all about self-discovery, and here you are discovering new aspects about yourself. Now, here you're a little mixed up. You say, I want to address my sexuality sensibly, according to nature, with a female, but my body is acting so weird and not in accordance to my will at all. First of all, according to nature, your sexuality is your nature, my friend. What are you talking about? Homosexuality is found across hundreds of species of animals too, by the way. So it is very much naturally occurring. Then you say, Sadhguru says that a person can be any way he wishes to be. Now, how to become normal? See, but your understanding of what Sadhguru says, that a person can be any way he wishes to be, is not right. This statement does not mean you can become a wizard tomorrow if you wanted to. You need to perceive reality as well. Understand your own reality and then work from there. The statement means you strive to be conscious. See, I have to deal with my sexual orientation as well. If I want to transcend it, I know for a fact that I have to accept it and understand it first as a step to transcending it. So rejecting your own sexuality is definitely not the way. Now see, I'm saying all of this with reference to my own understanding of my own sexuality. Does it mean I know what other forms and expressions of sexuality manifest as? No. I listen, I learn, and I try to educate myself. And I strive to empathize as to what other human beings are feeling. Their experiences and discoveries enrich my own. Even if I cannot immediately relate to it on a surface level, right? But you go deeper and you realize love is love. Despite orientations, sex, color, caste, creed, nations, and all the bullshit divisions we can come up with. I'm saying this early on, not for you necessarily, but for other spiritual seekers who are only conditionally inclusive. Which brings us to what compassion is above all. I don't own it fully myself yet, but I strive to. Otherwise, how would this sound? I want to be one with the universe, but I can't stand you, and you. You for your sex, you for your gender, you for the way you dress, you for your religion, and you for your political leanings, and you, well, I just don't like you. I know it's seemingly difficult, but if you say you're on the spiritual path, this is what you're striving for, to be inclusive. Okay, next you say, my whole life feels at stake, my every future desire to do this, and that is totally shattered. I have lost all my confidence and sense of self. You have lost your sense of self. Well, welcome to the spiritual path. You don't know yourself. You're trying to find out. And when you think you know something about yourself, you lose it and you discover something else, something new, something deeper. Rinse and repeat. Next you say, what should I do? I don't want to indulge in the ways my body and my mind are acting. These are two vehicles which should be working according to my will. See, this is a very serious misunderstanding of a spiritual teaching. Here's an oversimplistic example. I say I want to meditate, but I want to have some water. Now, some of us will go, I just had water, I should be good now. And we're on. Some of us are like, I will keep a glass of water next to me and I will have some and I should be good then. Some will only feel thirst after 30 minutes, some after an hour, some after 2, and so on. My point is, in order for your body and mind to work according to your will, you will have to work with it. Maybe do your sadhana. Maybe accept your current limitations and work from there. And you need to understand the workings and mechanisms of your body and mind more and work with it. You can't just reject it. You listen to Sadhguru, so let's use him as an example. Does Sadhguru drink water? He does, right? He keeps a copper vessel right next to him if he feels the need when he gives his discourses, doesn't he? The hold of such biological needs can be manipulated, for sure. Not only have I seen him do it, even my sadhana has allowed me to do so. And even athletes are able to perform and transcend biological needs for such impressive durations. But it takes work and time. But to think, I have transcended my body, so I will function without food or water forever, because my biology functions according to what I have heard spiritual people say. This is absurd, right? Now, next you say, you want to take up sannyas because I don't want to indulge in homosexuality, but I can't leave my family either. Now you say, you're considering taking sannyas. Well, that's great, because sannyas is striving for, or more ideally, a state of transcending it all. LGBTQ, whatever sexual orientation, pansexual, bi-curious, bisexual, whatever labels you can come up with. Doesn't matter the alphabet, it's 2023. I thought we could do whatever we like when we're not harming anyone and when we do it with consent. But yeah, about you taking sannyas. Sannyas means finding a space within you where your gender is of no consequence, nor is your orientation, nor any of the other identities. And once you have made this decision, these identities are of no importance to you. Either you have discovered a larger aspect of yourself which is beyond your individual identity, or you have made a commitment to yourself that you will minimize your identity for the time being to aid in the discovery of something beyond it. But I must tell you this story, or kind of a parable about this, at least in the way I remember it. So the Grihastha or someone living in society like me and you are people who have a house with a backyard and an access to a well for water. It's a dated parable, I know. Don't blame me. Blame the masters for not coming up with new ones every century. Anyway, so the Grihastha people have a well to draw water from. Now the awakened have the oceans to draw from, the unending ocean. They also have the well, but they don't care for it. Because why would you when you have a source like the ocean? Now the fake sannyasi is one who has forced himself into this. So he's stuck. He doesn't have the pleasures of the family and the joys of the grihastha or a person living in society. You know, the metaphorical well. Neither does he have access to the infinite source, the ocean yet. But now he has to pretend because he can't be like the other average guy and draw from the well. But he doesn't have the access to the ocean as well. So he's left dry. He's barren. All he has is this false sense of spiritual pride. Do you want to be like this? Is this your idea of sannyas? True sannyas is something else. Sannyas is not bypassing life. It's not quitting your life. It is maturing through the process of your life. It frees you. It levels all mountains and frees you to run in whichever way your heart desires. Beyond the realms of right and wrong, there exists a land and I shall meet you there. Now you say, how to become normal? Bro, you will never be normal. At least by other people's standards. I mean, look at me. I'm weird as hell. But I embrace my weird. That is my unique superpower and it will forever be. No one can take it from me. I do not pretend to fit in. A bunch of people can get together and decide what is normal and sacrifice their uniqueness. But I am not going to, as I am not a clone. And neither are you, if you realize it. I have my unique fingerprint and take on life, and it has taken me 33 years to get here. And I would not trade it for anything. Not for all the money and the things and the Bugattis in the world. What I have discovered within myself will always be more. And I am not special in this. You have it too. You have to find out in your own way. If what I'm saying is bullshit or is it true, you have to find out for yourself. But when I look around me, I see the best people are those who embrace themselves for who they are first. And the ones who stifle their uniqueness for whatever the majority or the current trend is, they end up being miserable in the long run. Because their whole life was spent pretending to be someone they're not. All that we say spirituality is in alignment to the path which leads us to this truth. This is what I think, in my opinion, in my experience, because subjectivity cannot be presented as facts. So therefore the disclaimers. So my brother, I wish you strength. Because I know you need it. But don't sweat it. You got so many allies backing you that may have been invisible to you till now. So it's my job to let you know, and to all those with whom this message resonates, I want you to be strong. And know that you're not alone. Coming out or not, or whichever label suits you the best, is all your personal call. But remember, only those who speak out their truth today will make it easier for the ones to follow too. Live your truth and speak it as well. The freedoms which were denied today may be available if we fight for the future generations. And it will be not their burden to bear. Having said all of that, do not let this one aspect of your sexuality define everything about you. It is very much a part of you, and you must embrace it and accept it, as it will add to your own unique journey. Your choice to express it or not is on you. But spirituality is so much more than just your sexuality. But it does not exclude it. These are your roots. There is a lot more about you that you will explore and discover. And this is what it's all about. Anyway, you have your whole life ahead of you. You're only 19. And one last thing is that people may use this or whatever reason to hate you. They don't really even need a reason, actually, is what I found out. because it's their conditioning which makes them do that. But you need to drop yours too, because it is actually your conditioning which is causing all this grief. There are mental health professionals who specialize in aspects like this. They can help you unpack, process, and better understand what is happening to you. Take care and see you in the next one.